long run, it seems to me. So how?
Looks good, Aaron. I can see the agenda just fine.
Okay, thank you.
Good evening and welcome to the Allegheny Clarion Valley School Board Workshop meeting for November 10th, 2025. The AC Valley workshops are conducted virtually, and the link to access the workshop is always posted to the acvsd.org website. During the workshops, I will provide the school board members with information that will help to clarify agenda items, and please remember that the workshops are open for discussion. Madam Secretary, can you please conduct the roll call at this time?
Clifford Adams,
Here.
Patty Anderson,
Here.
Carrie Almagast,
Here.
John Burke,
Here.
Brady Fight, Diane Page,
Here.
Jeff Powell,
Here.
Eric Sendling,
Here.
and Kelly Twilliger.
Here.
Thank you.
At this time, we do not have anybody from the public to address the school board, and under presentations next Monday during the voting meeting, we will hear from Maddie Myers, our student board representative, and Julie Raybuck and members from the senior class to propose the senior trip for this spring. At this time, I'll pause to see if there are any board concerns that we can address at this time. Hearing none, we'll move right into the consent agenda. Letter A, we do have a handful of conferences and field trips in front of you on page 4. Starting off with the art club from Rachel Forsyth, our high school art teacher. She's out in the community again and doing great things. The art club members, they'll be in local communities as part of an engagement project to work with local businesses, painting murals and storefront windows in preparation to the annual tree lighting festival on November 29th. In addition to that, Stacy Redding, she submitted her annual Pittsburgh Regional Food Service Directors meeting, and they'll be provided with several updates, and I'm sure learning how to navigate the budget and impasse and the federal government shutdown. You also see that Dr. Jordan submitted a gifted trip, and he's going to take a group of our high school students down to heart surgery observation. We've done that activity in the past, and the students find it of great value. In addition to that, Jennifer Jordan is going to take a group of our gifted students to a mock trial. This mock trial is one of the largest in the nation, over 290 high school students from across the state. There's going to be a simulated civil trial before actual judges and panels of juries. And then the winning team will go on to represent Pennsylvania in the national competition. And as you can tell, Rachel Paz, our gifted coordinator, she has different teachers so that she's not out of the classroom taking the kids on these trips. So she'll reach out to various staff members in the district to help out. In addition to that, you'll see that I submitted a request to go to the Passage Legislative Committee. Just a note, we did get a email from Sherry Smith right now, our executive director, stating that that date may change depending on the budget impasse and the availability of local legislators. We'll be meeting face to face in Harrisburg, setting our priorities, and then also advocating for public education as well. And then you'll see that Stacy Fox and Emma Fox, our two cheerleading coaches, submitted a request to take off for a half a day and take a group of our high school cheerleaders out to purchase Thanksgiving dinners. They have 5 AC Valley families and 5 Union High School families that they will be providing Thanksgiving dinner for. They were able to raise the money to help out some local families in need. And that's it for the conferences and field trips. Are there any further questions or comments at this time? Okay, Aaron, you can take us back up to the consent agenda. You'll see under letter B, Alyssa Beadle. She's going to come in to be a substitute aide. We're checking her work history to see if she qualifies for that emergency classroom monitor position. So that may be adjusted just slightly. Letter C is a request from Ashley Linneman, the softball boosters, to use the LGI for a call-a-thon. And we're kind of new to this, but a local district had participated in this program, and a group of our students send out texts to family members and friends, and that they're generating donations through this call-a-thon that follows up with phone calls. Letter D is Megan Bashline and the volleyball boosters. They'd like to use the elementary cafetorium for a volleyball banquet. You will see that's on Sunday, December 7th from 1 to 5, set up, tear down, and clean up. And that Sunday, I know we try to avoid Sundays, but just like other banquets, these kids participate in so many activities, it's hard to find an open date. So that's the one day that they asked that we take that into consideration. Letter E is Valerie Snyder and the Legacy Club Volleyball. They'll be using whatever gym's open at the high school or elementary, a couple evenings a week for practices. And letter F is a PTO fundraiser, and they have the PTO sign working with the AC Valley kids to help raise money, and they have ACV spelled out, and the kids will be able to put dollar bills down on, and staff members as well, on like an AC Valley graph. And I just held that up real close to the camera there so you can see their idea. They're just trying to be creative and continuing to raise funds for spring trips. And then Alicia, she's also put in a request to be an AC Valley volunteer, and I know that group works hard and they could use all the volunteers they can get. Any questions or comments about the consent agenda? Under finance and purchase, we will be paying the bills and hearing from Stacy Redding next Monday, 17th. So we'll move right into the top of page 2. You can see we're grateful enough to accept a donation from Dr. Randy Bodges. He's from the EPMC program, and he's donating $2,500 to the AC Valley STEAM and STEM programs. We're going to divide that between the elementary and the high school, and we do thank him, and we're going to actually reach out and invite him on the campus at some time in the near future. Letter J is a resolution created from PSBA, and it's urging the General Assembly to pass the budget. So the Pennsylvania General Assembly has not yet enacted a state budget for the 25-26 fiscal year, resulting in a budget impasse that has persisted for over 100 days. This impasse has withheld $3 billion in educational funding statewide, forcing school districts to borrow money, delete reserves, delay essential services, and consider program cuts. The Commonwealth Court has also ruled that Pennsylvania's school funding system is unconstitutional, and the state has the responsibility to continue addressing these inadequacies raised by the court. The school districts are legally required to adopt annual budget by June 30th and operate with fiscal responsibility and transparency, while the state legislature has failed to meet its own budget obligations. The ongoing budget impasse and the stability of public education undermined by the ability of the districts to plan for the future, put current and future educational initiatives and capital improvements at risk, placing undue financial burdens on local taxpayers. And then it further goes on to ask to have the General Assembly fully fund public education, release all appropriate federal funds owed to the school districts. And that's the one thing that a lot of people are not aware of, that we're not getting the federal money either. They're keeping it in Harrisburg. And then honor the Commonwealth Court's mandate to address funding adequacy and equity across the Commonwealth. Includes meaningful cyber charter funding reform by establishing a uniform statewide tuition rate for students attending cyber school. Just keep in mind that every school district in the Commonwealth pay a different cost per student. And unfortunately, due to our ADMs and the overall budget here at AC Valley, we're in the top 5% of the state, just over $20,000 per gen ed student and slightly more than $43,000 for a special ed student. Right now, we have 39 students out. We're budgeting close to $800,000 for outside cyber school. So hopefully the budget impasse will be approved shortly, and we will see real cyber reform. But that's the resolution that we're asking that the school board approves, and we'll send it into Harrisburg, and it'll just be one of many that we'll continue to advocate with. Letter K is a motion to approve purchasing a Dodge 3500 tradesman regular cab truck at the rate of $46,703. Keep in mind that we did have that budgeted in the bond. We'll be replacing one of our aging trucks. James did a really good job. He went out and got a quote for a Chevy, Dodge, and Ford, and this was the lowest cost of the three. In addition to that, we're making a request to purchase a snowplow at a cost of $10,577. And then if you recall, letter M is a motion to purchase a tractor. That's a John Deere 4044M compact utility tractor of just over $37,000. And then, of course, we need to fit that with pallet forks of $1,000. So I'd like to, again, thank James for the work that he put into that, as well as the work that he's putting into all the projects, and we'll hear from James next Monday. Are there any questions or comments at this time?
Yeah, I had a quick question about the truck and tractor there. Are you guys looking, is James or yourself looking into any warranty specifically related to electronics for either of those machines or the truck?
Brady, that's a really good question, and I'll defer to James and have him discuss that on Monday whenever he addresses the school board on that. I appreciate that comment.
Okay, all right. I would, I'd highly suggest it. I know with the fleet that I oversee of several hundred, it's definitely a worthwhile purchase for sure.
Thank you. We appreciate that, Brady.
Hey, David, I have another question about that too. It was the reason that we went with the John Deere and the Dodge pickup is because they were the cheapest, or was, I'm just making sure, that how things were kind of figured out, I mean,
Yeah.
were they all close in price and then, one over the other, or just kind of curious?
Yeah, they were all relatively close in price, but we did go with the cheapest just to make sure that we were being fiscally responsible. The overall cost of each one of those vehicles are in your packet on that board docs. I think the Ford was right around 60 grand, and I don't recall what that Chevy was off the top of my head, but it was slightly under.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Sure, thank you. Good question. Just one more item that may be coming down the road is a change order for the football field. We are meeting again this week with the football field committee. There are some minor adjustments that we need to make, adding additional dirt, the possibility of adding a retaining wall along the bank that our spectators sit on. There's just a few things that we're still working through. The weather has impeded that project as well as the track. And James can go into more detail next week, but the auditorium is in full swing renovation mode. We're working on the roof right now in between inclement weather, and the construction workers are doing a great job inside. The electricians are getting ready to go as well. So we got all the projects up and moving, and we'll be diving into the parking lots in the spring of the year as well. Just a little update right there and something to be thinking about.
Hey, David.
Yes, John.
Hey, I just quick question, or I know you talked about the football field briefly. I drove through there yesterday, and the grass and stuff starting to grow pretty nicely. But I did notice, picture where the bank and basically the sideline where the players in that stand, there was significant pulling of water right there. I mean, not a little bit; it was a lot.
Yes. We're aware of that, John, and I appreciate you bringing that up. That is a concern of ours and something that will be addressed. There's a couple different options that the football field committee is going to evaluate on Wednesday to find a solution to that. We do have a drain the entire length of that football field that's covered in gravel and dirt, and the dirt is not sifting down through. So we're either going to have to run some drains up from the main pipe that we had installed, that 6-inch main,
Yeah.
or figure out some other kind of solution to that because it is ponding and that's part of our concern.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Thank you, John. Anything else before we move into personnel? Okay, moving down through letter A and B, we have two employees, 108 and 81, submitting FMLA paperwork. They're both eligible, and we're just waiting on doctor signatures at this time, and that will probably be used intermittently. Letter C is a letter of retirement from Robin Prosser. She works inside our cafeteria. Robin's been here since 1988. I believe that's 38 years, and she's the longest tenured employee that we have at the district. And Robin's done a great job, and we'll miss her as she moves on. Letter D is a motion to approve Jackie Maley to be our elementary girls basketball coach at $439. That's half of the elementary budgeted coaching cost that we have according to the contract. With that being said, Jackie volunteered and helps out, and she's a wonderful community member and highly recommended. And then finally, letter E, that's an advertising motion to advertise for a technology technician as part of our succession planning and to offer additional support as we prepare for retirement out of that department. We'll be working with Mr. Aaron Howe to make sure that we get somebody in here with complementary technology skills and somebody who understands our needs for our students. Any questions or comments about personnel at this time? Okay, you'll hear from the administrative team under instructional services next week. We do not have any policy updates. James will provide us with a host of facility updates. They've been working hard, and we are prepared for the snow coming in this evening. And just as we finish off this evening, we do have a couple items under transportation. The first one's from Myers Transportation to hire Kara Kinney on, and she has most of her paperwork on file. She's just going to have an interview with our transportation director, and we'll add her as a driver. And then also Myers Transportation would like to add a 2013 Honda Odyssey and then remove the 2012 Honda Odyssey that has much higher miles on it. And those are the two motions underneath transportation. And then under miscellaneous, we'll hear from the variety of committees that we have on next Monday. And we do not have any old business. Is there any new business that we can be addressing this evening? Okay, hearing none, we'll go ahead and conclude the meeting. I appreciate everybody's time this evening, and we'll be face to face at 6 o'clock on Monday, November 17th. Have a great week, everybody.